Good evening, everyone. I am Sheen Jasper V. Sabla of BSET English 2A, and this is my video project for our subject in Literature 1 that is two coverages, specifically poetry and picture books. It's important to note that individually covers 5 selections. Without further ado, let's start. Okay, firstly we have Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes. It encompasses a wide range of traditional verses, each with its own persona, settings, and potential lessons. The persona in Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes features various personas, including animals, fictional characters, and everyday people. These personas often possess distinct traits and characteristics that contribute to the storytelling aspect of the rhymes. For example, Jack and Jill, two young children on a quest for water, while Little Miss Maffei portrays a frightened girl encountering a spider. Now, the settings in Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes can vary greatly. They can take place in familiar surroundings like houses, gardens, and farms, or in more imaginative locations, such as moon, the sea, or even the land of make-believe. These settings can help create a sense of wonder and capture the imagination of young listeners. For the reason of this poetry, the Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes often contains subtle lessons or morals that can be learned from the stories they tell. These lessons can vary from rhyme to rhyme and may include concepts like perseverance, kindness, consequences of actions, sharing, and problem solving. It's important to note that Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes were primarily created for entertainment and language development purposes. While some rhymes may have underlying lessons, they are not explicitly stated or meant to be taken too literally. They are designed to engage children's imaginations, enhance their language skills, and produce them to the joy of storytelling. Alright, to proceed, we have the next selection, which is entitled The Owl and the Pussycat by Edward Lear. It features a captivating persona, enchanting settings, a whimsical theme, and a subtle lesson that can be learned. The poem revolves around the persona of an owl and a pussycat who embark on a romantic adventure together. The owl represents wisdom, intelligence, and a sense of guidance, while the pussycat embodies curiosity, playfulness, and a free spirit nature. Lear personifies these animals, giving them human-like qualities, emotions, and desires, allowing readers to connect with their journey. The poem takes place in a fantastical world filled with imaginative settings. The owl and the pussycat set sail in a pea-green boat, emphasizing the whimsy and unconventional nature of their voyage. They traverse the sea, guided by the moon, to the land where the boom tree grows. The land is depicted as utopian paradise, this with beautiful landscapes, exotic creatures, and friendly inhabitants. The theme for this is the owl in the owl of in the owl and the pussycat is the power of love and the joy of embarking adventures together. The poem celebrates the beauty of love that transcends societal norms and expectations. It emphasizes the importance of embracing one's playful, adventurous spirit, finding happiness in the journey, and, and cherishing the bonds formed with loved ones. The lesson that can be learned is it teaches us about the transformative nature of love and significance of embracing unconventional paths. It encourages us to follow our hearts, celebrate our differences, and embrace the joy and wonder that come from exploring the world with a loved one. The owl and the pussycat remind us to value companionship and shared experiences as we navigate life's adventure. Overall, the poem invites readers to embrace imagination, love, and the magic world around us. It showcases the power of love to bring joy and create lasting memories and inspire us to embark on extraordinary journeys together. Thirdly, we have the Jabberwocky. So it is a nonsensical poem written by Lewis Carroll, featured in his famous novel, Through the Looking Glass. While the poem itself does not have a specific persona or setting in the traditional sense, it is known for its unique language and imaginative imagery. The poem introduces various fictional creatures such as the Jabberwock, the Jubjub bird, and the Bandersnatch. These creatures are depicted as fantastical and mysterious beings contributing to have whimsical nature of poem. While they don't have specific personas in the conventional sense, they exist within the realm of Carl's imaginative world. Although the poem does not explicitly describe a specific setting, it takes in a place a fantastical and surreal environment. The reader is transported to a world filled with curious creatures and imaginative landscapes, allowing for endless interpretation and visualization. Now, in the Jabberwocky, it is known for its unique language and wordplay. So, with many of the words invented by Cairo, the poem's primary focus is not on conveying a specific lesson or moral, but rather on the playful exploration of language and the joy of storytelling. It celebrates the power of imagination, storytelling. It celebrates the power of inviting the readers to embrace the nonsensical and revel in the whimsy of Carl's creation. Overall, the Jabberwocky is a whimsical and imaginative poem that showcases Carol's creativity and linguistic prowess. While it may not have a clear lesson in a traditional sense, it encourages readers to embrace the joy of language and explore their own creativity, and also revel in the delightfully nonsensical. Nextly, we have Red Riding Hood. It is a well known fairy tale that has been passed down through generations. It features distinct personas, settings, and carries various lessons. So, the main characters in the Little Red Riding Hood include Little Red Riding Hood herself, her grandmother, and the cunning wolf. Little Red Riding Hood is portrayed as an innocent and kind hearted girl, while the wolf represents cunning and deceit. The grandmother is often depicted as a vulnerable and unsuspecting character. Well, now the story is typically set in a forest or a village. Little Red Riding Hood embarks on a journey through the forest to visit the grandmother's house. The forest is often portrayed as a mysterious and dangerous place, symbolizing the unknown and potential dangers that lurk. Little Red Riding Hood carries several lessons, which may vary depending on the viewer the viewer views or perspectives on this um, well story. So for me, there are four lessons that can be learned in the stories. First, we have the importance of obedience and following instructions. Secondly, we have the dangers of trusting strangers. Thirdly, the consequences of naivety. And lastly, we have empowerment and self reliance. These lessons aim to teach children about personal safety, critical thinking, and the importance of making wise decisions or choices. And lastly, we have Life Doesn't Frighten Me. It is a poem written by Maya Angelou, with illustrations by Jean Michael Basquiat. While the poem does not have specific personas or settings, it carries a powerful message and evokes a sense of empowerment and resilience. Now, the poem does not feature specific personas in the traditional sense, but instead, it expresses a collective voice of strength and fearlessness. It speaks to the universal human experience of facing challenges and fears with courage. The poem does not describe specific physical settings. However, the imagery and the language used evoke a sense of confronting various fears and adversities that exist in the world. It emphasizes the idea that fear can be overcome and that one can find their inner strength and resilience to face life's challenges. The poem, Life Doesn't Frighten Me, conveys a lesson of courage, resilience, and a self empowerment. It encourages readers to confront their fears, whether they are personal or societal, and allow them to hold them back. It celebrates the strength and bravery that can be found within oneself, even in the face of adversity. The poem inspires readers to embrace their own powers, rise above their fears, and face life confidence. So that's it for the poetry, and let's proceed to the picture books. Now let us proceed to the picture books. So starting off with The Very Hungry Caterpillar. It is a classical children's book written by Eric Carle. The story takes place in nature, starting with a small egg on a leaf under the light of the moon. The following scenes depict the caterpillar's journey as he eats his way through a variety of foods, from fruits to a picnic feast, and finally transforming into a beautiful butterfly in the bright light of the sun. The book explores themes of growth, transformation, and the natural life cycle of a caterpillar. It also introduces children to the days of week counting and different types of foods. Now, the main character of the story is the very hungry caterpillar. He starts as a tiny egg and grows into a big, fat caterpillar before becoming a beautiful butterfly. There are no other characters in the story, but various food serves as important elements in the caterpillar's journey. So, the book teaches several lessons or important lessons. Firstly, it shows the life cycle of a butterfly, providing a simple and engaging introduction to the concept of metamorphosis. It also teaches children about the days of the week and counting through the caterpillar's daily eating habits. Furthermore, the caterpillar's stomach after his feast serves as a subtle message about the consequences of overeating of the caterpillar's junk food. Lastly, the transformation of the caterpillar into a butterfly can be seen as a metaphor for growth and the potential for change and beauty in everyone. So that is a very strong statement that there is always a change for something. And in this case, it's beauty. So nextly we have the second, this is the second in the selection, namely The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. So the story takes place inside a house on a cold, rainy day. The house becomes a site of chaos and mischief when the cat in the hat arrives. The book explores themes of boredom, rebellion, responsibility, and the consequences of one's action. It also encourages imagination and creativity. The main characters are the cat in the hat, two children, a boy and his sister, Sally, and their pet fish. The cat in the hat is a mischievous and charismatic character who turns a dull, rainy day into a series of wild antics. The fish serves as the voice of reason, constantly reminding children of the potential consequences of their actions. The lesson for this one is that it teaches us several important lessons. First, it encourages children to use their imaginations and have fun even on a boring day. However, it also highlights the importance of understanding the consequences of one's actions and taking responsibility for them. The cat's antics lead to chaotic mess, which he eventually cleans up, demonstrating that while it's fun to be mischievous and creative, it's also important to clean up after oneself. The fish's constant warning also serve as a reminding to listen, to advise, and consider the potential outcomes before making decisions. So now we proceed to the third one in the picture books selection, The Giving Tree. So it is a beloved children's book written by Shel Silverstein. The story takes place in a forest where a young boy and a tree form a deep bond over the course of their lives. The setting evolves as the boy grows into an old man, and the tree remains a constant presence throughout. The central theme of the book is selfless love, sacrifice, and the love of giving. It explores the relationship between humans and nature, as well as the passage of time and the cycle of life. The main characters are a young boy who grows into an old man and a generous tree. The boy starts as a playful child who enjoys spending time with the tree, and over the time he becomes more focused on his own needs and desires. The tree is depicted as nurturing and giving entity that selflessly provides for the boy throughout his life. The Giving Tree teaches several important lessons. It emphasizes the value of selfless giving and the joy that comes from generosity. The tree's unconditional love and willingness to sacrifice itself for the boy's happiness showcase the depth of true friendship and the importance of appreciating and respecting nature. The book also serves as a poignant reminder of the consequences of selflessness and the fulfillment that comes from the acts of kindness and compassion. Ultimately, it encourages readers to cherish and value the relationships and connections that bring meaning and purpose to the life or to life. Hi, are you still there? Are you still watching? Well, now, congratulations, because we have just arrived in the last selection under picture books. It is titled Where the Wild Things Are. Well, it is a classical children's book written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. The story is set in both the real world, where the main character, Max, lives in the imaginative world of the wild things. Max's bedroom transforms into a forest and he sails to the land of the wild things on a boat. The book explores themes of imagination, emotions, childhood, and the power of storytelling. It delves into the inner worlds of a children's emotions and the need for love and acceptance of self-expression. So the main character is Max, a young boy with a wild imagination and a mischievous spirit. The wild things are fantastical creatures that Max encounters in his imaginary world, with each wild things represents a different aspects of Max's emotions and desires. The lesson, where the wild things are, it teaches several important lessons actually. It actually highlights the importance of imagination and creativity in coping with emotions, navigating the complexities of childhood. The book also emphasizes the need for love, acceptance, and understanding both from others and oneself. Through Max's journey to the land of the wild, things in his eventual return home, the story conveys the message that it is okay to feel angry, frustrated, or wild at times, but ultimately, love and sense of belonging are essential for emotional well-being. Additionally, the book encourages readers to embrace their emotions, confront their fears, and find comforts in safety and security of home and family. So it is important that we must feel that we belong to a certain community. And in this case, the feel of the feel of security in your home, the foundation of love begins at home. So that's all for my video presentation or video project. I hope you like it and enjoy. Thank you. Good night.